as I said in our gathering this morning, I've given very clear instructions to the MOT. I was welcomed by almost all the staff today. They were lining up throughout the building to welcome me as the first time step into the building. Of course, I said this. I hope that this is the first and the last time. I do not need any such culture in any future events. When I go down to any agencies or departments to visit or to have briefing, I do not need the whole staff to come up to welcome me. So these are all practices that I think is not healthy, which should be put to a stop. And I think it wasted the time of the civil servants when they have to wait for the ministers to arrive. They have to stand there for half an hour to wait for the arrival of minister. I told them that I don't need such protocol, and I want to stop all these practices. So I think it's very welcome by all the staff. They were happy. They were clapping hands when I talk about that.
Okay. So meaning to say that they can save the queuing time to do more work?
Yeah, of course. I mean, what we want is that I told them point blank, civil servants are here to serve the public, to serve the rakyat. Civil servants are not here to serve the minister. Of course, I have the ministers will have staff and so on. The KSU have to support the minister and so on, but their primary role is to serve the public. So when the ministers or any high-ranking officials from the ministry go down to the departments or go down to the state level, we do not need the staff to queue up there for half an hour to welcome us. It's a complete waste of time, and it will affect their work. I mean, imagine if the counter staff have to go out and to receive the visiting ministers. Then probably some counters will have to be closed. So it affects the public. So I say all this culture must be stopped. I know for sure there were some former ministers who really love to have all this, people queuing up and welcoming them. But it's not me. I said, even in Parliament, I told them, you do not need the whole battalion of the whole ministry to go to Parliament when the ministers are doing their replies. I just need a few relevant people who can give me information. A few will be enough. They can take turns to be on standby in Parliament. So we do not need the whole ministries sending almost all the top management to go to Parliament during Parliament session.
How is the Parliament? How is your experience when you see the ministry? How many people on there?
I think some ministries can go as high as 20 to 30 people. Almost all the head of departments will be in Parliament.
Okay.
So imagine when Parliament is in session and when the minister is replying and they have to be on standby for one whole day. So imagine one whole day when you are in Parliament, the minister is in Parliament, all the other officials have to be in Parliament as well. So of course, definitely they have to leave their offices. They have to put aside all the other works to attend Parliament. I'm not saying that Parliament is not important. Of course, Parliament needs the involvement of the the ministry officials. But you do not need to a point that every department must be there. So maybe you need some liaison officers who know some of the details and so on to give information to the minister to reply.
But also you can use the telephone, WhatsApp, right? Isn't it easy?
Yeah, I think there are ways and means. That's why I said the working culture must be changed. And the first thing I told them is that I do not need much protocol. So I do not like to see people lining up, queuing up just to welcome me.